So you're interested in achieving Overtop Clear Mind. You've come here to understand what it is and how you can do it. The first thing to tell you is this is not about winning. If you're only interested in winning, don't watch this video. Don't waste either of our times, because that is not what this is about. This is the most skillful thing you can do in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! Now you may disagree, there may be few of you that disagree with this. This is more skillful than Exodia. This is more skillful than topping with Mermails, Fire Fists, Elemental Dragons, Spellbooks, Karakuris, anything else that has come before in Yu-Gi-Oh! This is more skillful than it all. Some of you may wonder why I say that, but this is all about every other deck in Yu-Gi-Oh! Runs 3 of every card, whether it's Elemental Dragons, whether it's Mermails or whatever. Every other deck seems to run almost the maximum amount of cards so that they get the consistency that they need. This deck doesn't work like that. This deck runs very few of each copy at 3. There is junk synchrons, there is tuning. That is about all you have when it comes to the maximum amount of cards that you will use. This deck is also unable to be net decked. If you net deck this deck, you will fail. I guarantee it. If you want net deck, you will not understand the deck you've built. You will draw into cards that you don't know how to use, how to wait. You won't know that the next card you draw is something that makes you be able to use Quasar. The chances of you being able to draw into the card that you need at the time, you won't understand because you didn't build your own deck. Just do not net deck this. You have to build it with your own hands. That is the only way you will achieve Quasar properly. Now you see everything in this video that there is a consistency in this. I dueled for an hour, and every single duel I was achieving Quasar. Maybe it wasn't first turn. I like to achieve it first turn. If I can't achieve it first turn, I feel a little bit disappointed. But you can't have everything. So when it comes to this, you have to understand that your purpose is Quasar. If you go for anything else, if you play defensively, Terrestrial Tributes, Bottomless Trap Holes, won't work. You have to have no backup strategy. It is all Quasar. It is all synchro summoning. It is everything that you should be doing. This is the meta beyond meta. Now say your opponent has a Thunder King Ryo. Let's say he has something to stop you. Your deck will answer to you. I guarantee it, this deck answers to you if you play it right. If you built it yourself, the deck will answer. You will get a Dark Hole when you need it. You will get a Call of Haunted when you need it. You'll draw into something that stops him. Now he can have that Thunder King Ryo left on the field. He can have that. But in the end, you will probably have to synchro summon to get rid of it. And then again, you could have draw into double summon. If you draw into double summon, you can synchro summon a second time in that turn. And he is unlikely to stop it because he was hiding behind a Thunder King Ryo. Now I'm not here to tell you that 5 plus 5 plus 2 equals Quasar. This is not about TG plus Alaktaster plus Formula Synchron equals Quasar. That's not what this is about. This is about the deck building process. You have to have a real love for this deck, a real want to achieve Quasar in order to do this. In order to do this consistently, you can fluke a Quasar anytime. Anyone can do it. This is not as easy as rekindling. You do not get all of your monsters into the grave and then instantly you get rekindling and you've got a Quasar. It's not what. This is not how this will work. Instead, this is about this perfect setup. This is about you having a level 1 tuner in the grave, you having Doppel in the hand, you having Junk Synchron in the hand. That gets you 2 of the main cards that you'll need in order to achieve 4 synchro summons. But that's not enough. You'll still need Monster Reborn or Double Summon or Quick Draw with a Level Eater. You'll need something else to keep going with that play. And that could be as simple as Dandelion with Spore. That could be as complicated as Quick Draw and you're having to use Level Eaters on a level 7 monster to bring it down to level 5. That is how difficult this deck can be. If you don't understand the deck, you will never achieve Quasar and you will just you will sit there with a bunch of level 5s and 6s and this 40 mil synchron that does nothing. So you have to understand that sometimes you have to wait. Sometimes it isn't about what you should do right away. It's not about doing it right away. If you can't do it right away, you shouldn't try. You shouldn't try to do it right away. Sometimes it's best just to wait a turn, not reveal what you're playing to your opponent. That's key to this, because the moment your opponent understands what you're playing, he will use everything he can to stop you. He will XYZ into a roach instead of XYZ into a utopia. He will XYZ into Maestroke, or he will set Book of the Moon. He will do anything he can to stop you. And instead of that, solemn warning that he wasn't scared to, he was actually quite scared to set down in case you had MSTs or heavy storms, he's going to set it down knowing that the first thing you're going to do is try to go for Quasar. The state of mind to achieve Quasar is actually a very difficult thing to explain. You cannot treat this like a game. You're not able to do that. You can't treat this like a game. If this is going to be treated like a game, it's not good enough. Now yes, you're supposed to have fun. If this is unrated and you're playing a synchron deck, you just have fun with it. You don't need to go for Quasar. But if you're playing this properly, if you're using this deck in tournaments, if you're using it in rated duels, so you're on Dueling Network or you're on Death Pro, doesn't matter. As long as you do this, as long as you're playing synchrons in a competitive way, you can't treat it like a game. It can't be treated as if this is all just one big game. Now, in order to get to that mindset, you also have to understand your opponent. Understanding what your opponent runs before he even achieves his combo will help you to perceive his plays. If you can't predict what he's going to do, you're in trouble already. The only thing that you can't predict really in this deck, when you're running this deck and your opponent is running something else, is if he has a Veiler in his hand. That is the only thing you cannot predict. But everything else is predictable. And there is one last thing you have to understand is, when it comes to this deck, you have to have a little bit of hope. When you have 3 face downs, your opponent has 3 face downs, and you have your combo set up, but you're worried because you don't have an MST in your hand or a heavy storm, it is time to understand that you need to have a little bit of hope and a little bit of faith in your own deck. You have to have faith that all of those cards are duds. They're all, Forbidden Lances, Forbidden Chalice. They're all cards that don't really concern you. You can't think that they're all Fiendish Chains. If you hesitate on this, if you hesitate when you begin a play, if you summon Junk Synchron, or you've discarded a level 1 tuner for quick draw, and then you proceed to use Junk Synchron, and then you hesitate, you go for the tuning wear instead of the level 1 tuner, then your opponent's already beaten you because you doubted yourself. You can't start a play and not finish it. That's what I'm trying to get through here, is once you've started, you can't stop yourself. If you stop, that's the end of the duel. The duel is already over if you attempt to stop. There are plenty of times where you have seen where one of my level 5s gets a bottomless trap hole to the face, or they take a mesmerizing trap hole from something else. You have to keep continuing. You can't stop. If you stop, it's over. But if you do believe in your deck, it will answer to you. That is basically everything I can give you when it comes to this deck. You can watch a million videos on synchrons, all the cards needed, all the cards, what the cards do, all the combos, but it's not about understanding what the cards do. It's about understanding your deck in your own mind. I hope this video has given you perspective on how you should think when you're trying to go for Quasar. This is also the frame of mind you'll need when you build the deck. I want to finish this off by thanking all of my subscribers. You guys have helped me hit 200 subscribers and I'm over 32,000 views. I want to thank each and every one of you, seriously. You guys have been fantastic recently and you've been liking my videos, you've been giving me plenty of comments. Continue to do so. Continue to do so and share my videos with anyone you know that is interested in these kind of things. I'm going to continue to keep putting out high quality stuff, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So comment, like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time.